How are you guys doing today? Oh, you know what I never did? I never fixed my follow thing. That's a yikes. Oh, well, I'm not worried about it. Unlike YouTube, I actually have to do a bunch of shenanigans to show people that I'm streaming. So that's a little bit problematic, but we should be okay. Let me go ahead and see if I can go to alert box and see if I can fix it real quick before we get started. What's up, Amanda? Synchro saying 7. Not really sure why. Let me go. I'm gonna go ahead and record a video saying that I'm streaming. Okay, real quick though, let's come up with a theme together because I'm not allowed to say I'm streaming on Twitch. So if I were to make a tiny little skit, what would it be about? That's what we got to do. Let's go to follow since that's the only thing that really matters here. Follows, enable. If I were to do the YouTube one, if I were to log in with YouTube, what if I do that? Because it's playing twice, right? So maybe what I should do is just delete the YouTube one altogether. It sucks because I want to give props to people that subscribe to the channel, but I don't think it's something I can actually do. So let me go to stream alerts, Twitch alerts. Yeah, let me delete this one, remove it, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. I'm hoping that's the issue, because if that's the issue, then automatically fixed. If it's not the issue, then yikes, but whatever. But we're going to be discussing some cards. Obviously, I haven't recorded a video in a long time discussing the cards that are in the set, or that are coming up in SM5 Plus in Japan. So I want to do that. So we're going to discuss Lucario and Naganadel, things like that. I haven't discussed cards in a long time, and I figured instead of uploading a video, might as well do it on stream. You know, it's more relaxed. I can go back and forth with the viewers. But real quick, let me do this real quick. Like Poke Beach. There we go. Let's make this look better. To the center. Get rid of the crap in the thing. Do that. There we go. That looks a lot better already. Let's do this. So the only thing that's unfortunate about me doing that is that, yeah, I have to do it this way to make everything look even. All right, cool. Let's do the thing. Hold on. I never clicked on you. Never clicked on you. Never clicked on you. I should probably tweet out that I'm streaming on Twitch as well. I'm going to click this Lucario card. There we go. All right, let's do this. Okay. Let me do this. This is actually convenient. There we go. Man, I had a long day. I saw this Lucario card. Made me feel better. I want to talk about it, but you know, I was kind of like, you know, do I want to talk about it? Then I realized I do want to talk about it. And I'm just like, where would I want to talk about it? And I was like, I could make a YouTube video, but there doesn't seem like there's too much to talk about. So, I mean, I could stream it. I'm not necessarily saying I'm streaming it right now, but I mean, if you click the link in the description, twitch.tv/aurabomb ab, or is it ab.aurabomb? One or the other. I guess I should probably find out, huh? What is my channel? I am ab.aurabomb, yeah. Now, I'm not saying I'm streaming right now, but if you guys want to come hang out on Twitch, you know, hit that follow button at the very least. Maybe you'll know when I am streaming. It's not maybe right now. I mean, who knows? Only you will know when you click the link. Yeah. I want to make those as awkward as possible every single time. That's the goal. What's up, Zarin Sinclair? What's up, Patrick? I've never seen that. Seems dope. What's up, the reviews Prime? Imagine the full art, bro. I know, I'm really hyped about it. Oh, yeah, you can join the Discord, Sora. Yeah, I know, whatever. I have to upload this video now, so you guys are going to have to give me a couple minutes. I think I have the. I need to like start opening up these pages before I start streaming. Honestly, we're gonna be talking about some cards today, though. Talking about some of the we're gonna be talking about some older cards. I also kind of want to build a what's the grass evolution? Leafeon. I want to build a Leafeon Lurantis deck as well today, so I'm gonna try to build that. But primarily, we're going to talk about the cards and however long that takes, however long it's going to take. So out of my control there. But I do want to build a Leafeon Lurantis deck while I'm here as well. Did it not record or? Oh, it's in videos. That's right. Videos. Here we go. Here it is. I gotta delete these. I also gotta delete this live on Twitch video that I pre-recorded for these exact situations, but these exact situations no longer exist. So, alright. Lucario is a good dog. That's what I'm titling. That's what I'm titling this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and click publish. Yep. And yeah, it'll just go up when it goes up. And yep, we should be good. I think we're good. Turn this off. Alright. Too bad the card is weak to Psychic. Yeah, but there's not a lot of Psychic attackers in our current format. If you think about it, like Garbodor is no longer a deck people play. With Metal becoming a thing, people are going to be playing even less Psychic type cards since they resist Psychic. It only has 220 HP. People had so many ways to hit it. If only had 220 HP. Oh yeah, you're right. Psychic is pretty uncommon right now, yeah. I'm not discussing decks. I built 3. Zoroark Weavile, DMX. I gotta build Zoroark Weavile as well. I'm not a big fan of Decidueye, but like, I like the idea of it. I kind of want to build, if I were to build Decidueye, it's going to be like a super duper fat version. Like, I'm going to make it bulky as heck, bro. I'm tempted to build a Solgaleo deck that combines Duskmane Necrozma with the new Solgaleo. Yeah, we built that yesterday on yesterday's stream. If you guys want to check that out, I actually uploaded the stream to my channel. You sound annoyed? I'm just really tired, I think. It's been a long day for me. I shouldn't be sounding annoyed. I apologize that I do. I'm just, it's been a long day. I'm just trying to get some rest. So I did want to record this. I actually have a lot of codes I need to put in the channel, the computer later as well. Like I got a booster box worth of Crimson Invasion codes, so we might do a pack opening at the end of the stream. Depends on how many people we get in here. I'm gonna refresh the stream real quick, so I'll be able to see the comments for half a second. So give me a second. If Nebby argues today, and if whoever argues with Nebby, I probably will just get rid of it because I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood at all. I should probably tweet that I'm streaming as well. I'm sick of it. That was a horrible. I'm actually super like low key mad about it, because that was a horrible way to like start a stream. Like that's my first day streaming on Twitch, and you're gonna go ahead and cause a commotion. Like how uncool is that? Streaming on Twitch, discussing some new cards, and building Ultra Prism decks. Why is my mom yelling? It's freaking 9:30. Go to sleep. Alright. Nebby has a fetish for arguments. Mod him and I'll time him out. What's up, Aries? Hey, Aries, that's a cool name. What happened exactly? Also, me just saying, yeah, cool. I know my dad's awake too. Everything's a pain. Maybe I can close out Discord though. If I do pause or anything like that, guys, be wary. It's probably because of my family. But you can. I didn't open a Crimson Invasion box. A friend did, and I just got all of his codes. He got a 2 Guzzlords, 1 Full Art, 1 regular art, regular Gyarados, Hyper Rare Kartana, and I feel like there was something else. I don't remember the. He got 5 pulls. I don't remember that much. 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I don't know what the other one was. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I know he had 5. That doesn't matter. Therium does singles pre-orders. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm not exactly sure. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I'm actually gonna add the be right back picture because it is time. There it is. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Alright, we are here. Just by the far, Cynthia's you right. But I do want, there's so much in the set. Like I want my hyper rare Glaceons. I kind of want my Leafeons. I want a hyper rare of everything, obviously. But I do want my 3 full art Cynthias. I want to get 4 at some point, but for now we'll stick with 3. There's so much I need from this set. Anyways, alright, let's go ahead. Let's talk about cards. So we say 12 minutes in, we're going to start talking about stuff. We have how many people chilling right now? We have 16 people chilling. Hey, shout out to you guys. Follow if you haven't already, although I know most of you already have because most of y'all are super MVPs. Fun fact. Music should be playing. If there's any weird audio, guys, let me know. I'm going to remove the chat and all the other shenanigans on there until after the Chrome stuff, since it just gets in the way, and I do want to make it very easy to see. I'm going to try to go back as far as I possibly can to Naganadel, just so it's easy to talk about everything. How do you guys pronounce it, by the way? Naganadel or Naganadel? It should be Naganadel from the looks of it. Like I remember doing I like watching phonetic videos about how to pronounce Pokemon. And Naganadel should be the right way. I think yeah, this is too old. I think. Should be right here somewhere, right? There's SM5. There it is. All right, cool. So this is where I stopped, I believe. That last video I made was before this date. So let's go ahead and talk about some cards. One tournament of free legs and people leaguing got 4th with a very rudimentary Cocolade. Okay, that seems dope. Non-PG chat for a few? Not yet, because it's gonna be uploaded. I do think I'm gonna be doing some Smogon Ranbats here soon. Not today, obviously, but another day. That can be non-PG. I know that Amanda's a huge fan of that, so we'll be doing that just specifically for Amanda. Plus, it's fun. I'll probably get some people on call, and we'll just have some banter. All right, so Naganadel. But it is pronounced Naganadel. Like it's literally pronounced Naganadel. Naganadel. I can see what you're saying, but it's Pokemon's weird, right? Because you're not supposed to, whatever. You know, I don't want to get into this, but I know that there's 2 different ways to pronounce Pokemon, right? You pronounce it based on what it's supposed to be. Usually based on its different languages. Naganadel is let me see if I can pull this up, because you know now I'm all in this Bulbapedia. I think it's in Bulbapedia. Naganadel. Naganadel. I like Naganadel way more, but there's obviously reading it the English way, and then there's the whole name origins way. It's a German name, so if you have respect for what the Pokemon is supposed to be, like maybe that comes out wrong, but if you take it for the way it was meant to be written, like if somebody is saying this is based on the German word, then you're saying it in the German way. You're not saying it in a different way you would say it in a different language, right? So this is natal in German. This is literally, you pronounce it natal in German, right? You don't say Nadel, you say natal. That's how it is. So it's Naga and then natal. But if you just read it like whatever, you would say Naga Nadel, because you can't say dill. You can't say dill. But in Germany, in the German language, you would pronounce this natal. So if you were to respect it for its name origins, you would call it Naga natal. But if you were to just read it, just based on reading it, without knowing any of the stuff that you're supposed to know, you're not supposed to know, but the stuff that it's coming from, it's pronounced Naga Nadel. You know what I mean? So, like, pronouncing Pokemon names is a weird thing, but that's something I've been trying to do more often when it comes to saying Pokemon names. Like, I'll say Gardevoir instead of Gardevoir because it's literally French. It's Voir, Dusk Noir. It's not Dusk Noir. It's not Dusk Noir. It doesn't make any sense. That's because I come from a French-speaking nation, so maybe that's just my thing. But anyways, yes, I'm gonna play you. No worries, Amanda. I don't respect Pokemon. Arceus. Well, Arceus is different, right? Because we kind of got confirmation that it's pronounced Arceus because of Pokemon making the ability of the Arceus system. So now it's like pretty much confirmed that it's pronounced Arceus because Pokemon has gone out of their way to pronounce it in their official media 3 different ways. So Pokemon's weird. But anyways, back to the chat, back to what we're talking about. So first things first, we're going to talk about this card because there's some relevance to this. It's an Ultra Beast. So as you can see, this red tag that you see under your with some Guzzlord GX and stuff like that, this is now on a non-GX Pokemon. So that's relevant. That means that Ultra Beasts have now been, the tag Ultra Beast has now been expanded past just your regular GX Pokemon, which is pretty clutch as well, because that means whenever we get new item cards, supporter cards, energy cards, whatever support we get for future Ultra Beasts, they would count for these Pokemon as well. Any Pokemon to tag Ultra Beast. So it's not just GXs, which means you have a lot more options because there are going to be, I'm assuming, and we even have an example here coming up, non-GX EX Ultra Beast Pokemon. So that's really cool. 70 HP is really relevant. Weakness to Psychic isn't super interesting right now. So it's a decent weakness for the first time in a long time. You have the attack Spit Poison. So for colors, you can poison your opponent. And Corpse Reviver. If this Pokemon is knocked out during your opponent's next turn, your opponent does not take a prize card. That's clutch. That's actually really, really, really cool. Poipole has a really decent attack, which means that even if you're setting it up, so it's kind of cool because you like, it makes it less risky to set up. Though you're still losing your energy if you do get knocked out and you're put behind a turn, at the very least you're not losing prizes while being knocked out. And that's very, very relevant. So I like Poipole for that reason. And then we have Naganadel, whatever you want to call him. Personally, I like Poipole's design more. Poipole is a mischievous little Majin from Dragon Ball. Naganadel is cool, but I just can't get past the jaw, mouth, face thingy. I'm not a big fan of it. Everything else is kind of cool about it. He looks like a Super Beedrill. But it's got 210 HP Psychic-type Pokemon, and Pokemon really likes milking that 210 HP option. You have the attack Beast Ride, 20 times the amount, 20 times the damage for each Ultra Beast you have in play. So you're doing a minimum of 20, but if you have a bench full of Ultra Beasts, which, as we just discussed earlier, is practical now that you have all these non-GX Ultra Beasts that are probably going to be coming out, and the fact that you can fill your benches with Poipole and things like that. For Colorless Energy, means that you have options to do Zoroark-like damage while still max potioning without the need for DCEs, so you don't have to dig for DCEs. It can just be any energy. So that's really, really cool in its own right. Obviously, in a game that's less likely to happen because you have to play your Lele's. Obviously, you want to bench some. Maybe you play a deck that plays other Pokemon as well, and you want to bench those down for the sake of consistency. So it's not always going to be super useful, but if you can set up your board and set up your deck to be in a place where you can just rely completely on this Beast Ride attack, it's a very good attack. Once again, you're a 210 HP Psychic type Pokemon. that can do 120 damage for 1 energy. And 210 HP, as we see, is pretty decently bulky. And being able to spam max potions is really, really nice. So already that first attack is pretty useful. Jet Tackle does 110 damage and isn't affected by resistance. So it's stronger than this if you attack for resistance, because this can only hit for 100. This hits for 110. So I guess that's something worth mentioning. But Stinger GX is actually super cool. Each player shuffles their prize cards into their deck. Then each player takes 3 cards from the top of their deck and puts them face down as their prize cards. So the versatility in this GX attack is actually kind of wild. If you think about it, like, this is this is saving you late game if you're down to 1 prize and you want more prizes. You can essentially, as if you're playing, like, an example is expanded, right? Say this is expanded, turn 2, you can literally take 3 prizes from your opponent by reducing their prizes. That's kind of wild to me. As well as, you know, knowing the fact that maybe you have some really, really cool prizes that you don't want to have prized. You have an option to shuffle them back in and potentially keep them in your deck, as opposed to in the prize cards. So the versatility of the Stinger GX is very good. The attack cost is not bad, just a Psychic double colorless, since you're going to be probably running Psychic energies anyways. But the other cool thing about this deck is because you're probably not going to be using Jet Tackle too much in a game, the attack cost for its GX is 3 colorless. Its first attack is colorless. You can play this in any deck. Literally any deck. If you were to build a Ultra Beast deck, you could play Buzzwole Naganadel and it would make perfect sense, because you don't need to care about what type of energy you have. You could literally just play the game with fighting energies and be perfectly fine. So Naganadel is very, very versatile. You want to play Xurkitree Naganadel? Go ahead, like, who cares? That's super dope about Naganadel. People really undersell the fact that it's a really versatile card, because you're never really going to use your second attack unless you're hitting for resistance. But if you're playing a dual type Ultra Beast deck, then usually you have other types that can deal damage that isn't Psychic type damage. So Naganadel, I'm actually really excited to play around with this card. I don't know what I'm gonna pair it with yet. Obviously, like, the best Ultra Beast right now is Buzzwole, but just because I don't like Buzzwole involves some other support that I wouldn't think Naganadel would help with. So we'll see in the future if we have any other really cool Ultra Beast alt cards that pair well with Naganadel, but that's something worth mentioning. Now, before we get into the chat, we'll talk about this last card, the Prism Star Ultra Beast Energy. Now, let me start with this. I hate that it's Prism Star. Why can't we just have a regular Ultra Beast Energy that we can play 4 copies of in a deck? Like, that would be nice. Ultra Beast still need a little bit more support than what they already have, because they don't have much. But it's a pretty interesting card. Obviously, it's Ultra Beast, so you don't want to discard it, and it loses to Enhanced Hammer, so that's a yikes. But it provides a colorless energy. When this card is attached to an Ultra Beast, it provides every type of energy, provides 1 at a time. So it's a Rainbow Energy. The attack of Ultra Beast's card is attached to do 30 more damage. So it is a better strong energy in Buzzwole, and it's essentially a 5th strong energy in Buzzwole as well, which is really cool. Obviously, you can now hit for 150 or 180 with Choice Band if you have all your Pokemon on bench being Ultra Beast with Naganadel, which is pretty huge. And overall, it's just like, if you play Ultra Beast, I don't see a reason to not play this card. It's literally a Rainbow Energy for Ultra Beast. That means it's a Rainbow Energy meets super strong energy. It's a great card. I wish that we had more cards like this, because all the Ultra Beasts have pretty low damage output, besides Buzzwole. And it'd be nice if we had, like, a slightly nerfed version of this card in the format without it being a Prism Star. But whatever, what can you do? Let me talk to the chat, see if I've missed any information. But what do you guys think of these cards? Do you guys have any really cool idea? So I see that my boy ab.aurabomb said Lucario is always trash, just like Togekiss. I think he has to lose his mod rights. I remember when I Ultra Ball for Lele, for Skylar, for Ultra Transmails, for Beast Ball. I could have added into the new item search card. Is Aura recording this for a video? I am recording this for a video, so yeah. Let's see. Ultra Ball for Lele, for Skylar, for item search card, for train. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I see the GX attack as a massive disruption card when you're losing 2-4 or 1-4. Exactly. It's such a cool GX attack, man. Buzzwole Naganado with Xurkitree as a tech, bro. Phone guy is out here with the future. Put the card as DMN. That's a yikes. Naganadel Buzzwole with Dawn Wings. Oh yeah, I forgot the Necrozmas are Ultra Beast. Dawnwing and Duskmane Necrozma. That's interesting. A plus 10 would be nice as a regular energy. Yeah, I agree with you completely. But it's a yikes. It's a yikes. Is how it is. But it's still like plus 30 is really good. It's a really good attack. So I like the idea of it. What is the? I'm kind of interested now. Let me actually Google this one. Dawn Wings Necrozma TCG Poke Beach. I'm actually interested in what it does. The GX, there it is. I'm pretty sure it's not great, but it is the one that gives you that. It's the new Keldeo, right? So that's already pretty useful in its own right. Yeah, you can become active. Flash of Darkness isn't affected by resistance. Literally the same attack. Oh god, I forget how bad this is. It's not the stream, by the way, guys. It's literally just the browser. Eclipse Moon GX. You don't want to use this. I think Naganadel is just a really good GX focus, but it is nice to have the versatility of using other things. Just because, like, there's gonna be situations in a game where your Naganadel's GX attack is no longer gonna matter. So I guess that's cool. Whatever. It's not a good card, but I like the ability. It's such a cool ability, man. It's nice to have Russian back in the format. Let me go ahead and exile these. And we're done talking about Naganadel unless anybody else wants to talk about it. It's an Ultra Beast, so when you're setting up Naganadels on the bench, they increase your damage output. Yeah, exactly. Actually, it would be useful as a one-of, right? Like the Dawn Wings Necrozma. Lunala Necrozma, just because it's an Ultra Beast, so you have it down on the bench, you use it for your you use it for Russian, and boom, you have an Ultra Beast on the bench that has a useful ability. You don't ever have to attack with it, so that's pretty cool. I'm kind of an advocate now that I'm thinking about it. Like, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't play Buzzwole, because when you think about it, you could just play a small amount of energies, right? You can use Buzzwole to snipe the bench, and then you can use Naganadel to finish things off with its first attack. So maybe like Buzzwole Naganadel is the way to go as of right now until we get like Stakataka and Blacephalon and what all these other cards, right? Dimension Valley finna get the ban and expanded with Ultra Prism comes out. I'm calling it. I hope so. Chop side to say finna iron on automatically. Anyways, alright, let's move on to the next group of cards. Let's see what we got here. Here it is. So we got 3 new Ultra Beasts. So let's see if these do anything at all to pair well with Naganadel. So we got regular Duskmane Necrozma. I like how his name is Duskmane Necrozma. In a second this will load and I'll be able to actually click the picture. There we go. I actually want to see what this card looks like. I can't tell what it looks like from a distance. D-Valley Naganadel. That's what I'm saying, bro. D-Valley Naganadel is ridiculous. So we're going to have to see if it's if D-Valley finally gets the ban that I've been wanting for a while. This is an ugly looking card. Everything about this card looks great until you look at its face. 130 HP is not awful. Dawn Dagger. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon EX or GX Pokemon to attack the 6 damage for that Pokemon. I guess that's cool. Rusty Nail, 100 damage. Your opponent has 1 prize card remaining. This attack does 100 more damage. It's not good. It's pretty okay, but it's not great. Once again, if you want to tech in a metal energy just to hit for metal weakness, you hit 90. That's 180 after weakness. So I guess that's cool, but it's still meh. Dawn Wings Necrozma. Gulfstream 20 damage. If you have 6 prize cards remaining, this attack does 20 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. You only have 130 HP, bro. Relax. You're weak to Dark too, which is also some hot trash. And then Duskblade, 130 damage to discard 2 Pokemon. Alright, so these are bad cards. Moving on. Xurkitree's looking kind of clean, though. I love the artwork here. I'm already creating a busted deck and expanded. Or only play strong. You're right. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Lame. Cable Ram, 100 damage if you have 3 prize cards remaining. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Is pretty bad. I guess you can kind of pair it with a GX attack, but like, why would you do that? Because once you take a prize with it, you don't have an option. Moving on. This is lame. This has been an awful experience. All of those are 2 out of 5s at best. At best. To see if there's any other new cards that I need to talk about. Just, you know, good old articles about Night March. It looks like I haven't missed too many cards. I mean, we can talk about Lucario in a second. Now that we have an official translation. There's some new typings. I know we have an announcement for the Tapu Lele promo. I think it said the 17th of this month was when it's coming out. So that's pretty decent. Alright, here we go. Oh, God. Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted. Do this. We can do that. Just open up all these pages. Ooh, this is one I really want to talk about. I'll talk about that one last, I think. Because I'm so excited about that. Alternate typings are worth talking about. If you want to go look at Lucario's gorgeous face, it's right there. Alternate type for Magzone. I mean, I might as well pull up everything because, you know, it's a stream. We might as well talk about everything if it doesn't matter too much. Alright, cool. Well, Lucario's looking good. How you doing, buddy? We'll talk about you in a second. Pan is busted. Trust me, man. I know about all these cards. I just don't remember some of them. Oh boy, let's talk about Pan second though. I forgot, I shouldn't have clicked so many things. Let's talk about Ultra Recon Squad first. Just because we talked about all these Ultra Beast cards, we might as well talk about the Ultra Recon Squad while we're here. As soon as it loads for me. Whatever, you don't need the picture. Oh, there it is. Discard up to 2 Ultra Beasts from your hand, then draw 3 cards for each card you discarded in this way. So you can draw 6 for discarding 2. I feel like this is a card worth holding on to because imagine that imagine in the future we get some sort of Ultra Beast support for being in a discard pile. Then Ultra Recon Squad becomes really powerful, right? Like in theory, it becomes really powerful if that's the case. So it's something worth mentioning. Obviously, you don't play right now because we have Cynthia and Sycamore. So maybe next format, whenever we lose all those cards, except for Cynthia, let's talk about this. This card was a mistake. This card was a mistake. Can we talk about that this is a really broken card, but it's a frying pan? That's what pisses me off the most about this card. Like, some more metal support that's unnecessary, yada, yada, yada. It's a freaking frying pan. Who in the Pokemon company was just like, you know what? We have too many references to Pokemon in our Pokemon franchise. But I made some bomb scrambled eggs this morning, bro. And, like, I gotta say, what if we implemented that into Pokemon and we just had a frying pan, bro? Like, we can scramble your opponents, you know what I'm saying? This was a mistake. This one I need to go up to freaking Japan and just start drop kicking people. I swear to God, like, you don't want an angry Arab man's drop kicks, all right? You don't want any of that nonsense. You don't want me to come up there and drop kick you. But I'm ready to jump. I'm ready to jump and hit him with the drop kicks. Anyways, attach 1 Pokemon tool, yada yada yada. The metal Pokemon this card is attached to takes 30 less damage from attacks. And has no weakness. Oh. 30 less damage from attacks and has no weakness. Now, a lot of you know that we're getting a Solgaleo card that turns off weaknesses, right? That was already a problem. But they were just like, you know what? I don't think it's problematic enough. I think you know, we get a tool that does the same thing, but we take less damage. Now, in my honest opinion, I don't think there's a reason for you to play this in Necrozma decks unless people just stop playing very, very, very high XP Pokemon. I'm talking about Decidueyes, I'm talking about future stage 2 Pokemon like Solgaleos and things like that. Things with 250 XP, maybe people will stop playing Metagross. Then I can see an argument for no longer playing the Steel Frying Pan. Then I can see the argument for playing Steel Frying Pan. But because people play those cards right now, I think having a choice band in Necrozma decks, in Necrozma Metagross decks, is just better because that means you hit 250 without the need to use your GX attack, which is really good, as well as it helps Dialga out. If we get to a case where fire decks are way better than ever before. The Steel Frying Pan is amazing because you take out the weakness of Volcanion from Volcanion and you force them to have another steam up to knock you out. So instead of having like Choice Band 1 steam up to knock you out, they need Choice Band and 2 steam ups or 3 steam ups to knock you out. Obviously they're attacking with Volcanion. If it's with Turtonator, it's all that -1, you know what I mean? So that's kind of cool. Maybe Volcanion makes a huge resurgence with these Leafeon decks that are trying to come out, with these metal decks that are trying to come out. Maybe Volcanion's like, you know what? We have Cynthia now, so now we're going to be more consistent than ever, you know what I mean? So that is something worth considering. I think it's definitely worth getting 4 of these if you're going to be a Necrozma player, but like it's ridiculous that they even have this card as a thing. Let's check the chat, see how people think about it. What's living 220 right now? Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Recon will be busted if we get a Probe Ultra Beast. That's true. What decks would you play it in? Someone from Pokemon plays too much PUBG. What's up, Joe, bro? It's my boy Salty Joe. Frying pans are good, but drying pans are super underrated. 1 or 2 if you have the room. We need Night March, but Ultra Beast. Why play this over ban when DMD you don't need it? You OHKO Volks faster than they set up. This is just, see, like, the issue with saying that you OHKO Volks faster than you set up is that it's Pokemon, right? Like, you can't every game reliably get up a Magnemite turn 1. You can't every game play like a Bridget to set up your board turn 1. You can't every game get a turn 2 Magnezone. It's just not how it's going to work. It's Pokemon. You're playing a stage 2 deck. You got to accept the fact that you're going to be clunked sometimes. So sometimes Volcanion will set up faster than you because they have easy ways to discard. They have Baby Volk. They have Max Elixir. And that's just, to me, it feels like Volcanion will set up easier than Necrozma will. Or more reliably, I guess I should say. But that just goes to show in the future. We'll just have to wait and see with that one. What's up, Davey? How's Twitch going so far? Did the YouTube subs follow? We had a couple people follow, so I'm not too worried about it. First run to a Kiawe and a Volcanion is good. This is true too. They have a lot more options. Don't play bad cards in Volk. I don't know, man. I don't know. Ho-Oh is good. I don't see why you wouldn't play it for Ho-Oh. Play Sylveon Ninetales and her Wick absolutely kills. Don't play bad cards in Volk. Hey, what's up, what's up, GG? I don't know why I can't say the name right now. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? I don't know what's the deal. Patrick, what are you saying? Don't play bad cards in Volk. People play why wouldn't you play Max Elixirs in Volk? What's a standard Volk list right now? I'm actually interested in this. Who uploaded Volk? I'm pretty sure Omnipoke. Let's go Omnipoke Volcanion. I'm pretty sure they uploaded a list like a couple weeks ago. That is a long time ago. I know they had one recently. Let me see. It's not this one. Because I know they had one there because they were like saying Octillery is back and things like that in the deck. So I'm gonna see if I can click their channel. Dude, subscribe to Omnipoke. Do that, I guess. Is that the deck list? That's September 9th. Maybe that was a deck list. Nope, never mind. Alright, pause. So like standard Volk, right? Oh, can you guys even see that? If I were to full screen it, I don't even know if you guys could. No Kiawe, but they are playing their stereotypical Max Elixirs. Just the way the format is right now, I don't see why you wouldn't play a Volcanion list like this. It's perfectly fine. I'm a firm believer that you should play Ho-Oh. I think every Volcanion deck should be playing Ho-Oh. But that's just me. It's just nice to have that extra weakness. It's a really versatile attacker as well. But like, I don't see any problem. Like, look, this is a very consistent list. You have ways to bump the stadium. You have Max Elixirs that put energies on the board. You can discard energies. You can put them back with Volcanion. You have Tornadoes to set up your Pokemon late game. You have Octilleries to keep you drawing. Like, it seems like a very consistent list. I don't see why Volcanion is like gone right now. You know what I mean? So that's just me though. I could be wrong because I don't play Volcanion. Volcanion is not my cup of tea. Four Professor's Letter, 1/1 Auxiliary. See, I'm not a big fan of that. I thought those cards in deck is better. Whatever. I mean, that's just an opinion, bro. Like, to me, I disagree with that. Volcanion plays a lot of energy. I think the consistency that Max Elixir brings is always worth it. Especially since you have all the deck space in the world. Volcanion is such a simple deck, bro. Like, you have so much deck space in Volcanion. So, whatever. I know this is not worth talking about much longer. But I do think that Volcanion is equally as consistent. And has a chance to stay in the format before we get that other Solgaleo card that becomes annoying. But for now, it's pretty worth it. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next cards, though. We do have that boy, Lucario. We do have the lovely Lucario GX. I'm actually really excited about this card, and it's not because of any bias. Aura Strike does 30 damage, plus 90 damage if it evolved from Riolu this turn. So obviously, you play it the same way you play Gliscod, but you can't take as much advantage of Guzmas as you could with other decks. Aura Strike does get the benefit of getting strong energies as well as Choice Band. Evolving into it is never hard. If you wanted to replace some Guzmas with Super Scoop Ups, I could definitely see it. Obviously, it's not as consistent as Gliscod, but you have a smaller retreat cost and a DCE attack, a DCE GX attack with Beatdown GX 30 damage times the amount for each damage cutter on this Pokemon. So, I don't know. If I were to play this deck, I'm not too sure how to approach it. I don't think I'd play this in Lucario Garchomp, because it's so niche, but it could be really fun in Lucario Garchomp. Like, imagine playing Lucario Garchomp, but you'd play like a 2-1-2 line of Garchomp just to use the other Lucario's ability, and then you focus on playing these Lucarios. Like, you play a 3 split of the other Lucarios just so you have them since they're so important, while still playing the 4 Riolus. That could be fun. It's such a cool card. And it's just nice that it's fighting, right? Because you beat Buzzwole. I mean, not Buzzwole. You beat Zoroark arguably more consistently than Buzzwole beats Zoroark. You know what I mean? And it's also a single fighting energy, and you have strong energy, so it's really dope. Is to play the fight alone with Rainbow and Counter Energy. The best approach is to play the fight alone with Rainbow and Counter Energy. Really? Because of how little basics you play, it's pretty good. I disagree, bro. You're still going to be playing your Lele's, and you're going to want to have multiple, like, because its first attack does 30 damage, and only 90 when you evolve, you're probably going to want to have a bunch of Riolus down. I don't know. The idea of it is kind of cool, but when you're playing counter energies and rainbow energies and all that stuff, you're not really doing yourself a service. Because think about it, like, if you hit for 120, 140 with strong energy, 170 with choice band, you OHKO Lele's. So you're giving up a little bit more consistency by playing the other Fidough and Lucario. I think that the other Lucario that gives you search option is just too good to pass up, bro. It's really, really good. I would try. I'm not too sure how well it would work, but I would definitely attempt to play it with the Garchomp Lucario engine, because this is a very simple attacker, because you're just playing it with one fighting energy that can attack while you're setting up your backboard, which is pretty cool. And because you have the other Lucarios that can constantly get you energies, constantly get you Acerola, get you PayPal to get Acerolas, like, you have so many options that it doesn't involve you attacking with Garchomp and forcing you to use Cynthia every turn. So in this case, you could actually do damage without the need to play Cynthia. You see what I mean? Because Cynthia limits you so much, because now you can play Guzma and knock out whatever you want on the board. It's pretty cool in that aspect. Now obviously the deck is going to be very, very tight. if it were to be a deck. And I don't know, but it's gonna be something I definitely work on, because like in theory it sounds super dope. In practice it's probably gonna be a lot less consistent than I'm making it sound. But it's, to me, the only thing that I wanted out of the Garchomp Lucario deck is a different attacker that isn't Garchomp. Because Garchomp, as good as it is, you're forced to play Cynthia. And when you're forced to play Cynthia instead of Guzma, instead of Acerola, instead of all these other supporters, it's a lot worse of a deck, because you can't knock out whatever you want. But if you have another attacker just chilling in your hand, ready for you to evolve into and then attack, that's really cool. So that's why I like Lucario GX for that reason. Overall, I think it's a cool attacker. It's bulky too, which is cool, because the Garchomps, I think they have like 170 HP. It's not enough HP. Having 210 HP is really, really good. It also gives you a different weakness and a psychic weakness, so that's kind of cool as well. So like, it's a cool new addition to the repertoire. As far as making it its own deck, it's a lot more difficult, because you have to play ways to put it back into your hand to cycle it. Obviously, it's not super hard, especially if you can play. Like, imagine paralleling yourself to put some Lucarios in the discard pile, just to put them back into your hand to evolve the Riolos that you didn't put away. Obviously, you have Acerola options. You could play Rainbow Energies just for the sake of damaging yourself, so you can play Acerola later on top of Strong Energies. Because it's a 1 energy attack, you're always safe to use special energies, because if they discard it with Enhance Hammer, you just attach another energy and boom, you're set. You know what I mean? Cyclone Kick does do 130, so it's really cool in your Zoroark matchup. You can just set up a Cyclone Kick and never have to do any of the other shenanigans. You just OHKO nonstop. Not to mention 180 with a Choice Band DC, with a Choice Band Strong Energy. That's already a decent attack on its own. Stronger than Lycanrocs, but it is a more awkward attack cost. So Cyclone Kick, something I haven't talked about too much, is actually a really, really good attack because of the damage manipulators we have. Exactly 180 after Choice Band Strong Energy. That's really, really, really good. So, and then this is just a stupid GX attack. What are some weak attacks? Now let's just imagine like the weakest attack possible, right? Lele, DCE, you have 1 energy attached. They hit you for 60, 120, 180 with your GX attack right there. That's it. That's going to be your typical damage if a weak attacker like Lele were to attack you. If a Golisopod were to attack you, 120 damage on you, 150 damage on you if they have a Choice Band. Just stick with the 120 mark. That is 300 damage. That is 360 damage right there. That's a little bit ridiculous. Is that how that works? Yeah, 360. 30 times. Yeah. So 360 if they hit you for 120. That's gonna be an easy OHKO, and for a DCE. If you're playing the Garchomp version, you're already playing DCs in the deck, so that's pretty dope. What's up, King Rebel? Playing with Acerola Rainbow and Zoroark GX is also a good idea. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually something I'm going to try as well. There's multiple. That's what I like about this Lucario, right? There's different ideas that we can play around with. It's just nice. It's nice to see a Lucario card that isn't absolute garbage. To me, I'm super excited about that. But I think we've talked enough about Lucario. I'm glad Patrick's here to have some back and forth conversation. I think it's decent to bad. That's fair. I can definitely see people seeing that this card's not that great, and I can agree with you. Like, this card isn't amazing by any means, but he's a good little doggo. He's a good little doggo. Yeah, this card doesn't scream super. This card does not scream the best card in the format, but it's definitely really dope. I'm really excited about it. So I was wondering, hold on, what does this chat say? So I was wondering why I haven't gotten Twitch notifications, and it's because I have uninstalled Twitch Mobile. Oh, nice. Definitely join the Discord though. Hey, what's up, Nelson? Hey, what's up, Nelson? Let me mod you, actually, Nelson, since you're here. Mourinho. Let me go ahead and give you that sword. There we go. Definitely hit that follow button on Twitch, though. Alright, so we're going to move on. Lucario GX was fun to talk about. We might even do some Lucario building, but I definitely want to build... I want to build Leafeon variants today, so we're going to do that. You see. see. Okay, so Wake from SM5 makes me super happy. This combined with Glaceon is the resurgence of water types, and I'm ready to bask in the rain, my friends. I have missed playing Ninetales so much. I miss my love for water decks, bro. I'm so excited to get back into it, and Wake is kind of wild. Obviously, it's not as easy as people make it out to be, but it's so cool when you can make it work, especially when you play cards like Zoroark that can make it easier for you to draw your water energies. It's a supporter card where you have to discard 2 water energies from your hand to play it, but if you do, you can search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand. You can search your deck for any 2 cards as a supporter just by discarding water energy, which we have Aqua Patch for. That's kind of wild. It is a really nice card to be paired with cards like Octillery and Zoroark and other ways. I think Zoroark is better, but there's lots of ways to draw in the current format, and when you pair it with Wake, being able to get any 2 cards you want is really good. It is really good. We have Glaceon coming up, which is ability lock on your opponent's side as far as for GXs and EXs. It's also a nice attacker to have in the back. I'm in the air about how I want to build Glaceon, because for me the obvious thing is Glaceon Zoroark, right? But then the Glaceon mirror matches are tough, which makes me want to play Glaceon Ninetales. But like a very thin line of Ninetales, probably like a 3-2 Ninetales with one of the non-GX one, if any at all. But I still want to play Zoroark because Zoroark's really good. Ninetales is just cool because you can really focus on the water aspect of the deck if you do play Ninetales, because I don't really see too much of a reason to play Aqua Patch in a Glaceon deck. Because like, why? if you're playing Glaceon, you're probably playing Zoroark, or you're probably playing Straight Disruption. In Straight Disruption I can maybe see it, but at the same time you're disrupting your opponent, you're not really attacking as much as you would want, as much as you think you are. And in Zoroark, you have Zoroark as an attacker, so I don't really see a reason for you to play water energies, because Zoroark is an easier attacker to pull off. Obviously you want to have water energies so you can attack Glaceon so it can stay in the active, but if you're in a pickle, you can easily set up a Zoroark. But it goes to show, like, you still have options, right? You have options, and that's what matters. Wake is really cool. Wake gets you Choice Band when you need it. Wake gets you Max Push when you need it. Wake gets you DCE, Aqua Patch when you need it. Like, Wake gets you a really awesome combination of cards just by discarding water energies. It's super dope. It's probably a 2 of in water decks, just to make sure one isn't prized. I wouldn't play it more than a 2 of, because you're not gonna be able to pull off like 4 Wake plays, because that means you're discarding 8 water energies throughout the game. Obviously we have things like energy retrieval, but you're probably not playing that either. It's kind of cool. Let's see what the chat has to say about Wake. Multi-switch is growing on me. Multi-switch is kind of cool, bro. Wake plus Aqua Patch. Glaceon Disruption seems good with puzzles. Yeah. I would like a 4-4 Alolan Ninetales and a 2-2 Glaceon and Zoroark, because I feel like the deck still needs it. I do agree with completely. I'm not in the camp of that. You, after playing Ninetales as long as I have, I don't think you need a 4-4 Ninetales ever. I think 4 Baby Tails can sometimes be worth it, but for the most part, if I were to be playing this deck with Alolan Ninetales, I'd probably go 4-2 Glaceon, because you want to lead with the Eevee with a 3-2-1 split of the Ninetales. And of course the 2-2 Zoroark line, maybe even a 3-3 Zoroark line, just for consistency purposes. But it really just depends on deck space, because that's a lot of Pokemon you're asking for, because you also have to play your Lele's, and even Tapu Kokos could be worth it somewhere in there. Although maybe you just replace the Tapu Kokos altogether with Kukuis, because Kukuis are even good for Glaceon, because it does put things in range. Say you have Choice Band, hit for 120, and then if you have that Kukui, the next attack does get knockouts on 250 HP Pokemon, so that's kind of cool. Or they say they what's it called? Say they Field Blow your Choice Band. Kukui means you get knockouts on 230 HP Pokemon, so that's pretty dope as well. So I like Kukui a lot in decks like that. Not to mention the bench damage that you can do pairs really well with Ninetales, because the snipe damage means you hit the bench for 30. You have 160 damage output. With a choice band, that means you're hitting 190, 220. So that's really, really cool as well. So maybe Coco goes out the window completely, and you just have to play like another Floatstone just to have more retreat options, or maybe you just toss it all together and just play your max count of Guzmas. I'm talking a lot, man. I'm running out of breath. That's how you know I'm really excited about this. I'm super, super stoked for Wake. I think because you have Wake, you probably play a higher count of Floatstone. That way you can get them off the Wake. Wake and Aqua Patch allows a triple energy attached in one turn. You are right. The reason why I like the Ninetales, though, is because, one, you're playing a very consistent water deck, right? Because you're having more water attackers in the back that are super versatile. You have 2 really good GX options. You have a Blizzard Edge, which is just the knockout damage that you need, that Glaceon sometimes can't support, because Glaceon's weak to cards like Zoroark that can hit you for 120. Even though Zoroark can't use his ability, it can still hit you for a bunch, and that's a 2-hit KO while you don't 2-hit KO Zoroark unless you get a choice band. It's weak to... excuse me. It's just weak to damage output, right? So because Ninetales has a slightly more has a stronger attack, not slightly stronger, but a stronger attack that can get knockouts, you're turning off the ability lock for one turn, but you're getting the knockouts that matter, and then you can just go back to ability locking and shenanigans from there. Also, like in the current format, like you're really only going to be playing Glaceon for the beginning of the game, and then after that you're going to be attacking with stronger attackers, because realistically you're only trying to stop the turn 1 Lele's, the early game Lele's. Late game Lele's don't matter, especially when you're way ahead, and if you're playing Zoroarks and they can't even end you that well. So having another, because you're like in an offensive Glaceon decks, you're not going to be attacking that much with Glaceon, only in the beginning of the game, putting things in range for your other attackers. That's why I really, really, really like it paired with Ninetales, because Ninetales is that other attacker that works really, really well, and with the chip damage that Glaceon does do. Let's play Wake with Clovers and get the Clovers back with 4 puzzles. 4 Wakes are required for these 2 free prizes. You're right. Don't feel Cocos are needed because of Glaceon. Yeah, that's what I was thinking whenever I said it. Because I was like, you don't even need Cocos anymore because Glaceon is snipe damage. Yay. Snipe damage actually coming clutch for once in Pokemon history. So that's pretty cool. I think Wake is definitely going to make Ninetales and Glaceon decks a lot better than they were before. Definitely something that they needed. It's like playing Mallow, but you don't need to play Mallow. It's actually super dope. I'm really excited about it. Plus the Wake Flare is probably going to be really dope. There's some cards we can talk about really quickly. They release new types of old attackers. So I'm still in the fence that Water one's better because you have Aqua Patch, which helps you set it up. This one does give you access to cards like the Frying Pan, but I think Choice Band is just better because you need to hit that 230 number, that 200 number. No, not 230. What was it? You need that 210 number, that 190 number. Like you need to hit those numbers that you wouldn't be able to hit if you played the Frying Pan, even if it does give you 30 more resistance, which makes you so much bulkier, by the way. So in this deck, I'd probably play a split if I were to play the metal one, just because having 190 HP is actually really, really useful in a stage 2 Pokemon that's a non-GX attacker. We played Empoleon yesterday. I think Empoleon has a lot of promise, like a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of potential. I think the deck can be very, very strong, especially considering the formats that we're going to. Most Pokemon need to have a big bench for their combinations to work. So in that format, you can either be really, really offensive or really, really disruptive because your opponent doesn't want to play too many bench Pokemon. So I think Empoleon has a lot of promise. I probably stick with the Water one just because Water means you get turn 1 attacks. If you were to play the Metal one, and you have access to the Stadium, which means you probably always have an energy in your hand, which is just probably, I wouldn't say just as good, but equally as good. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, Water one is better. I agree completely. Also, we never talked about Whirlpool when we made the video yesterday, but Whirlpool's good. You can discard an energy. It's for 90 damage. It's not bad. Stream, what happened? Did we drop something? It looks like we were dropping a couple frames there, but it doesn't matter. Magnezone, I mean, whatever. We have the electric one again, so I guess anybody wants to play electric Magazone in the current format, you can do it. There's not really much to talk about because we have one already. Abomasnow is interesting. This is an aqua patch, but you can attach it to your active if you want to whenever you evolve it. So that's really strong, but because it's a stage 1, right? But more importantly, we have it on this. We don't have too much grass acceleration as an ability or as a non-attacking move, so it's something to look into. I don't think it's great still, but it's still something to look into. You can put your opponent to sleep with Hypno Hammer, and it doesn't really matter though. Overall, that's going to be all the cards though. So for those of you that only came to watch this part, thank you guys for dropping by. You people on YouTube, don't forget to drop a like on this video if you have not already. I am sorry that the audio quality isn't up to snuff because it is a live stream. For the future, I'm going to try to record my audio at the same time as streaming. That way I can edit easier. But you know, with the between streaming, having all these browsers open, and having PTCGO open and everything like that, I don't want it to completely destroy my computer. So we'll see in the future. For now, thank you guys all so much for dropping by. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna continue doing some deck building while we're here for a little bit longer. We've been talking for an hour, but thank you guys for that only cared about this. And yeah, let's move on. Turn this off. Oh look, I lost connection. Cut off all of these browsers and minimize this. And boom. Let's build some Leafeon variants. Something I've been thinking about doing personally is Lurantis. Because people are talking about the Decidueye everywhere. But Leafeon is a really, really, really cool attacker, which I can pull up for you guys as well. Because its ability makes it so interesting. Its ability is, let me double check that I'm saying this right. We have the English versions out now. Leafeon is number 13. Once it loads, see if I can pull it up for you guys as well. No, you guys can reread it. But if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, once during your turn, you may heal 50 damage from one of your Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. So, with the combination of Guzma, you can, or just retreating. Actually, with Guzma, you could, in theory, heal 150 damage a turn if you have 2 Leafeons. If with manually retreating between 2 Leafeons, you could heal 100 damage a turn to any Pokemon you want. We also have the supporter Gardenia, which heals 80 damage to any Pokemon with the grass energy. So, Leafeon decks have the potential to be super duper bulky. Like super bulky, bro. In this, with decks like, now obviously Necrozma is going to be the problem, but with decks like Zoroark and Gliscod and all these other 2-hit KO decks in the format right now, like being able to fully heal that stuff off, like with all these Decidueyes that are out that can snipe your damage, like that's so strong, man. Like Leafeon is amazing in the mirror match, just being able to heal off all that damage from Decidueyes and stuff like that. So I think Leafeon is cool. I'm not a big fan of playing it in Decidueye because the way I play Decidueye and the reason why I love Zoroark Decidueye right now is because it's super offensive. Having that 120 damage output for a single DCE with the ability to trade and get all your pieces all the time is so good for me. I'm gonna let you know right now that I've been playing Decidueye Zoroark for a couple months now. It's been a long time. Ever since I uploaded that video forever ago, being one of the first people to even introduce Decidueye Zoroark to the game at all. I don't get any credit for it, of course, but like I swear I was one of the only people that actually uploaded that deck before it became popular, and the deck hasn't changed too much since then. But I've been playing it since then, and I've been dominating tournaments in the Houston area, bro, with that deck. I swear, I think I've lost like a total of 3 games ever in tournaments playing that deck. So that was pretty dope. And the reason why, what I'm trying to say is the de-evolution aspect of that deck is not something I really focus on a lot because I'm too busy getting exact knockouts with Zoroark and the right snipe damage that I'm putting on the board. So when you're playing Decidueye Leafeon, you're kind of doing the same thing, but for a higher attack cost and a more consistent evolution line, I guess. Although I've never had too many problems evolving my Decidueyes ever. I don't think the new format's going to make that even more of a problem. I think it's going to make it less of a problem, honestly. So, I don't know how I feel about Decidueye Leafeon, other than the fact that we can heal more often, which I like. I like that. I think it's worth removing max potions if you were to play Leafeon Decidueye altogether, because you have access to Leafeon. You can play higher counts of grass energies, but you're losing your ability to use Decidueye's GX attack, which is a very, very, very pivotal part about Decidueye, in my opinion, is that GX attack. So there's a lot of give and take between the two decks. I am staying in the camp that I think Zoroark Decidueye is better, but I don't know. I think Leafeon Decidueye has some different merits. Did you figure out the play for Dallas? Me? I kind of have the play for Dallas in the back of my head. I'm not talking about it though. I gotta sleep soonish. Gotta go back to school tomorrow. Oh, really? Already? That sucks. I played a Buzzwole variant against this deck and it was annoying. I did little to no damage. Exactly. The healing is so strong. I think the problem is a weakness because of metal being good, especially if it's not a Solgaleo variant, which is another thing, right? I never really have problems against Volcanion playing Decidueye Zoroark. I just don't evolve into Decidueyes until the turn I need to do that damage, because I can just hold on to them in my hand, hold on to the rare candies, hold on to the Dartrixes on the field, because they're not going to want to knock those out. They're going to knock out this problem that is Zoroark, because it's hard for them to knock out Zoroark because they need to have this team-ups ready at all given times, right? So Zoroark helps you a lot in the Volcanion matchup, while Leafeon is not going to be doing that much. Or what do you bring your Dallas and what is your goal? My goal for Dallas is to have fun, because it's my first ever expanded tournament, like, ever. Oh, I don't know how the audio sounds for the follow, but thank you for the follow, bro. I don't even know if I can make it to Dallas. As you guys can tell, my, ooh, what is happening here? Yeah, my donation goal is pretty low, so I'm not too sure I'm going to be able to make it, but we'll see. Or if you're still not set on the price or a ride, we can get you super cheap since it's a huge house we're staying at. Appreciate it, bro. I do appreciate it. But, so yeah. But the whole point of what I was trying to say is that I think if you can increase the damage output of Leafeon, since you only hit 110, right? If you hit 120, 140, 170 with Choice Band, like, there's a lot of promise. And if you guys remember, we recently had a deck that did pretty well at the most recent regional, being this deck. Imagine having a Leafeon that could evolve your Bulbasaurs and evolve up your Lurantis and evolve into your Octillery. Like, imagine having a Leafeon line in here, and we just cut out some of the other things that we don't need, like this, like this and a bunch of other stuff. Like, that could be really cool. Take out the batons because they never really work ever. There's a bunch of cool options that you have. So, So there's some fun options you got there. I don't know. There's different variants. For me, I'm probably going to be playing. I have 4 of these. Dope. Probably a 3-4 split of Eevee. With a 4 Fomantis, Lurantis, 3 of you, because that's more important because we want to attack with Leafeon. Obviously not this Leafeon, but the other Leafeon, and 1 of the GX because, you know, the attacks are good. If it's a good high HP Pokemon, we could even bump this up to 2. But it's really cool to just be able to evolve all your Pokemon into these higher HP Pokemon just right away. So I kind of like that benefit about Leafeon. In a deck like this, it would probably just be straight. I probably wouldn't do much more. I could actually play an Octillery line in this, or a Zoroark line. There's actually not too many Pokemon, so you could afford to play Zoroark. So if you want to play a higher count of Zoroarks here, We could probably get away with playing a 3/3 line of Zoroark. Just like that, like real simple. And we need our Lele's. It's a lot of Pokemon. But overall, like the deck itself, pretty decent. Now you are very reliant on Bridget because you have to be sure to get it out as soon as you can. So we could play a high counter Bridget. 3 for now, but potentially 4. Obviously we want our Ultra Balls to get our Lele's. Then after that, like, Shuffle Draw is good. We could play our New Theory. We can play our Cynthias. Probably 4 Cynthias and 3 ends. Maybe even less than that, but maybe less Cynthias and more ends. But probably no Sycamores, because what's the point of playing Sycamore if you have the Zoroark? We have more room for Guzma now, so we can play 3 Guzma. Actually, if it's Zoroark, what I could do is play a single Palpad. Palpad is such a natural, like, natural inclusion in Zoroark decks. What else do you play? You don't need Rare Candy. You don't need Evo Soda. Since you're healing, you probably don't need Acerola. Seeing Daddy Bomb's face in person isn't it exciting, bro? It's so exciting. Definitely want our Choice Bands. Even a high count Choice Bands would be good, so we're not using a Decidueye GX attack or anything like that. E-Hammers could be fun, but Metal's a thing. What else? I don't think there's a need for Sycamores, like I mentioned earlier. Special Charge could be good. You're playing DCs anyways. That's it, really. Like, what else is there? I expect the word to be short with gray hair. You've seen what I look like. I'm relatively bald, and I'm 6 foot, so I'm not that short. I'm not like super tall, but I'm not that short. So is there anything I'm missing, guys? Can you see? Because the deck overall is like super simple. Because you can evolve relatively easily, and after that you just kind of attack nonstop for game. Oh, Field Blowers. We definitely want blowers for Garbodors, which I can expect there'll be more of. Alright, we can do this. Play the pink one. And we'll play some grass. Or do you know of any leagues in San Antonio? Do you know of any leagues in San Antonio over the weekend? You could add Hala for a draw since you're using your GX early. That's not a bad idea. I just don't like the idea of not having a supporter that's access turn 1. And since we have Cynthia, I don't really see a point in doing that anymore. Before, it was such a good option because we had some decks that could use turn 1 supporters, and we didn't have much shuffle draw besides end. But now it's probably less useful. So yeah, I'm burned, so I can't build for standard. I feel you, bro. If anything, I have been testing nonstop for expanded. I'm kind of ready, dude. I've been playing a lot of expanded too, and I'm so mentally drained. So I'm just like, I'm out of it right now. I'm out of it right now. So yeah, is there anything else I'm really forgetting? I don't see it. If there is anything. We could play Acerolas, we could play Max Potions, but since we're healing a bunch, we could throw in Gardenias, like I mentioned earlier, and that could help heal as well. Although we're not going to be able to heal Zoroarks that way. Max Potions are still an option, but since we're probably going to be attacking with Leafeon more than anything else, maybe we don't even need them. We could play Mallow. We could play Kukui. Kukui could make the difference between a knockout and a not knockout. So Kukui could maybe be worth it. Stretcher probably less worth, since we have pretty thick lines of everything. Skyla not as worth. The only thing I could see myself playing is Max Potion specifically for the Zoroarks, some Gardenias, aka or Pokemon Center Ladies, but most like Gardenias, and more importantly, I could probably see myself playing Kukui over anything else, because Kukui could definitely get you those knockouts that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. But I like this, and nobody's talking about like decks like this. You know what I mean? So I'm actually pretty excited about this. It could be an Orbomb original. You know what I'm saying? An ABO. Alright, let's go ahead and do some test draws while we're here. Stretcher plus slash rods. Once again, I don't think we need them. Maybe we could use the rods, but we have special charge for the energy for the DCE, so I don't think we need the rod. Stretcher could be useful, but we play a thick line. Oh, this is not what I wanted to test. Where's my? Why did you go to this out of all decks? Oh, I see why. Any Pokemon with grass? No. Just attach an energy to Zoro. The Kukui. I don't want to, like, that's the thing. I don't want to attach an energy to Zoro. Look at this. Look at this amazing turn one hand. Look at this amazing turn one hand. We get Bridget, we get GX attack, and we're going second too. So if my opponent were to not enemy here, we have a ridiculously powerful turn one hand, except for the fact that we don't have DCE. I hate that we can't really test turn one. All we can do is base it on our opening hands. But this opening hand is just phenomenal, because we would be able to evolve directly into, you know what? Yeah, we'd be able to bridge it here. We'd have a full bench. We'd evolve everything to Zoroarks, Lurantis. All right, we know that's the case. If our opponent were to end us, let's see what would happen. If our opponent were to end us, we would be able to pull it off because we have the bridge, but we don't have the grass energy. So it'd be very dependent on what we would top deck off the end. But at the very least, we'd be able to play the bridge at this turn. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's nice. So game one is a success. Get your clips ready, people. Oh, that's quicker than I thought. Get out of here. People can clip me now. That's kind of wild. I just hope there's some pre-releases on Sunday. There are going to be some pre-releases on the 20th. At least in my area. Oh, pass turn and find out. I probably should have done that. You're right. So we're going first in this game. It's a little bit awkward, but we still get the turn one Leafeon. We get the grass energy. No Bridget though, but we don't need Bridget turn one if we're going first. If we're going first, we have 2 turns to get Bridget, which is way reliable. Yes. Actually helps thin the deck as well. We can just pass here. See if we get it off this top deck, or a way to get it. We have 2 Lele's, 4 Ultra Balls, 3 Bridgets. So that is 9 outs off the top deck. It's not too bad. That is 1/5 of the deck right there. So we have outs. Get ready for some godly moments to be clipped and remembered for eternity. Oh no. Don't do this to me, guys. I thought we were friends. Oh, no outs there. So this one is a bust. This one is a bust. Makes me want to add a 4th Bridget. Dude, my back is like super itchy, bro. I'm going to... Ooh, what is this? Oh, dope. Let's see. Once again, opening hand is definitely not bad, because even if we don't get the Bridget, we get 2 basics here, because we can Ultra Ball, then Cynthia, or N, or whatever you want to do. As long as we can get a grass energy off the shuffle draw, we should be perfectly set. For the sake of testing, I'm not going to take the mulligans. Let's see. Beginning of the game, I would Cynthia. I agree. Obviously, it's really dependent on how big my opponent's hand is. But we got the Bridget anyways. But we don't have a Grass Energy, so I'm not going to play the Bridget, actually. In this case, I'd probably toss the Bridget. And what else would I toss? I have Pal Pad, so I guess I'll toss a Guzma. Get you down since we already have a Fomantis. We get a Grass Energy, which we do, and we have another basic here, and we have potential to get another basic if we wanted to. We get Leafeon here, we'd have a really powerful turn 2. What I could do, and something I will do actually, is Ultra Ball these two away since we are not going to need them as much right now at least. And either I would get another Leafeon or I'd get another Zorua down. Actually, we don't have another Zorua, so I'm not going to do that. Having 2 Leafeons is good because, like I mentioned earlier, we want to be able to retreat, heal, and have once the Leafeon's our main attacker. I'd probably do this. And now, the following turn, I have a bench space for Lele, which will give me any draw supporter I want. 2 Lurantises, a Zoroark, and another Leafeon. And hopefully a Cynthia or whatever the heck I'd get is enough to give me a DCE the following turn. So that's pretty dope. And we have trade as well. So far, because we're focusing a lot more heavily on starting, because like in Decidueye you don't have the room to focus as heavily as I do in this deck to get the turn 1 Decidueye. What is this? Oh, that's what it is. So that's pretty cool. Once again, like just not starting with Grass Energies is getting kind of annoying, but we do have N and we have Ultra Balls, so it's if we can top deck a Grass, that'd be really cool. We can put this down. Did I disconnect? Uh-oh. Alright, we're back. Sorry about the stream dipping for a little bit, guys. We should be okay now, though. Real quick, do this. But here, I would drop these 2. These 2. To get you down. Actually, probably better to get Lurantis. Actually, no. I think Zorua is better. In this deck, in this particular instance, it's way better because we're playing against fire. We'll play N. Ooh, this is awkward. This is awkward as heck. But at the very least, we get Leafeon. We can get another Leafeon. We can attack with it. We have a Zoroark. We have options at the very least. So that's pretty cool. So that one's a mediocre. We had 1 fail, 2 successions, and 1 mediocre. We have 6 more draws to do. So far we're over 50% as far as decent turn 1s. So that's pretty cool. We keep getting Bridge in our opening hand, which is why I love the 3 count. Unfortunately, we're just not getting Grass Energies to go with the Bridgets. So the first thing I want to do is try to make space for more Grass Energies. And hopefully we don't have a thing prized here, because we have a really good turn if we don't have a Leafeon prize, because we only play 3 in the deck and there's 2 in our hands. So then we got 2 Bridgets, 2 for the price of 1. Let's find out. And it is prize, so this is going to be the awkward situation where maybe playing a 4th Leafeon would be good. So far that's another fail for the awkward hands. Shout out to the awkward hands, boys and girls. You whelp him off to bed. Alright, good night, Pat. What's up, Noah? We're probably not going to be streaming for much longer, guys. I just wanted to see if I can play around with an idea like this. Increase damage output, really, really bulky Pokemon. And so far, I'm liking the idea. We also did that whole card discussion. This will be uploaded to YouTube later, as always. And don't forget to like the stream if you're watching this on YouTube, my fellow friends. I don't know what I was trying to go for there. But we're going first. So this is the best case scenario. We get this. Eevee, Fomantis, probably Zoro as well. We would evolve this into a Leafeon. Because if this gets knocked out, it's not a big deal. Because we have another Zoro on the bench. And we're not attacking turn, obviously, so we have potential to draw even more supporters on your bench. So that's pretty cool. Or more Pokemon, I should say, to evolve with our GX attack. So, like, this so far, the deck is just running. It's running smooth. What is he doing? Oh, it doesn't matter. We have Cynthia. Do I have any extra Decidueye GX? I think I gave away my extras in the Christmas stream. I can double check later. Once again, very good opening hand. Not the greatest, but we do get to pull off what I want to pull off, which is good. Now we're going first as well, and this gives me more room to play not Lele. Like, I can get Fomantis here, for instance, and drop these two to get a Fomantis down. And then play Pont, or Cynthia, whatever you want to call it. Maybe get more basic. Whoa, my throat's getting, the stream's getting all funky too. My throat's giving out, so I have to be careful. We can do this, we can do this, yes. And I think we pass here. We could get another basic down, or we could save this for a potential Lele out that we might need. But because our internet's giving out, I probably think I'm going to end the stream here. Internet's going in and out right now. So we had 8 test draws, and the majority of them had really, really good results. So I'm pretty happy about that. So far, the deck is looking very promising, and I can't wait to record a video with it for sure. So I guess once this dude's turn ends, we can officially forfeit. But for those of you guys that... Ooh, that's kind of awkward, but we woke up, so that's kind of cool. We even got a Bridget too. So that would have been really powerful. For those of you guys that stuck through, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I had some fun. It was fun discussing the cards. It's nice being able to discuss the cards with you guys, just to hear what you guys have to say. But this has been fun for sure. Drop a like if you haven't already. Hopefully tomorrow in our live stream, I can do some pack openings. So be hyped for that. Don't forget to hit that follow button. Don't forget to like the video for people on YouTube watching this later. And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow with another video. Peace.